Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from Skiessentials.com.
I'm Bob. How's it going?
Welcome to our weekly Top 5 Fridays ski industry news videos. I hope you guys enjoyed the special Monday edition. In similar fashion, we have next week's comparison up here on the wall behind us, so kind of a fun little teaser.
Yeah.
And let's let them guess how we've organized them.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you can guess how we have organized these skis, I can't think of a prize off the top of my head, but I'll try. I'll send you a t-shirt. If you're the first one to correctly guess how we organized these skis, I will contact you for your address and send you a t-shirt that neither of us are wearing, but you've seen before. And I think that's it for
Nice to get a head start
updates
on next week's review.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. I really like this wall. There's a $900 range in prices up here.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Pretty interesting stuff.
All right, and with that said, I think we can get right into the news. So, first topic of the week, we got more resorts and actually some countries announcing their pandemic plans for this season. So, it's kind of funny because we got these announcements from Vail like pretty much right after we filmed the Monday special edition. And there was even a comment, I believe there was a comment on that video that was like, you guys should have waited a day.
Right.
And it just happened to be the timing. But yeah, we got Vail's plan for this season in relation to the pandemic. Some positives. I don't know if you want to call it some negatives, but
they're rules.
Give or take, they are rules. Yep, and whether we agree with them or not, it's their rules, and it's what we're gonna have to follow. So, no reservations, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I got used to it by the end of last year. It wasn't so bad.
I don't know if I ever publicly shared this information, but I did not. I was
You were on the exempt list.
I was on the exempt list from reservations last season because of coaching. So I never had to deal with it, but my girlfriend partner did. So kind of saw it firsthand.
Yeah.
She was, it was frustrating for her at times.
Yeah.
I could go ski and she couldn't.
Right.
Which just didn't seem particularly fair. And then lifts will be running at full capacity with no face mask requirements. So that's going to really, both of those things is going to improve the just skiing experience.
Right.
The on mountain, the flow of getting on the mountain, getting your runs in.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot more efficient and should go more smoothly than last year.
Yeah.
The limitations to lift capacity was probably the biggest issue last year at Stowe.
Yeah, the lack of a singles line at the quad was pretty deterring for just looking at that line, and if you were a single, the fact that you had to wait in the same line
for half an hour.
Yeah.
So that's great. And then kind of on the other side of the spectrum, in the sense that these aren't exactly lifting regulations. If anything, they're applying extra regulations compared to last year. So all employees will be vaccinated or are required to be vaccinated, which isn't too surprising given what we've seen elsewhere, as well as kind of federal recommendations and stuff like that. I believe the cutoff is if you have over 100 employees.
Okay.
So Vail has well over 100 employees. And then guests who want to use cafeterias, restaurants, or other dining options must be vaccinated as well.
Yeah.
So that feels kind of like the biggest.
Yes.
The biggest rule. I'm sure that will bother the most people, more people than any of the other restrictions. I don't think there's anything to say about it other than it is what it is.
Right.
Vail's entitled to make the decisions that they're going to make.
They obviously feel like they can't afford a resort-wide closure because of an incident in a dining area. Right.
So take it as it is. It's better than not skiing.
It's not even skiing. It's eating.
That's a great point.
It has nothing to do with skiing.
Yeah, so I suppose if you don't agree with that, just don't eat at the mountain.
Right.
Just
seems fair.
Go skiing without your reservation. Don't have to wear a face mask.
Right.
Hop on the lift. When you're done, go have après somewhere else.
Right, and that's how it was last year.
Yeah. So good to get those announcements from Vail. We have some other Vail news later in Top 5 Fridays today. And then we got some news from Europe as well, specifically from Austria, and it's kind of interesting just comparing it to the rules that Vail has put out. So in Austria, in order to ride a chairlift, all guests must have a COVID-19 pass. Now, that does not specifically mean that you need to show a vaccination card. You can either be vaccinated, have had COVID and recovered, or have a recent negative test.
Yeah.
I don't think they really gave exact details on how recent that negative test needed to be, but kind of interesting that there's 3 ways to get your access to the resort, which is differing from what Vail's doing, because Vail's basically saying that like anybody can go on the chairlift. You don't have to show us anything, but if you want to be inside or at a dining option, you actually need to show us that you're vaccinated.
Right.
Where in Europe, you can show that you have had COVID. We haven't yet got indoor restrictions from Austria, so it'll be interesting to see how those fall in comparison to Vail.
Yeah. And just having that be like a nationwide thing.
Yep.
Where so much of their kind of identity is based off of skiing and the alpine environment. Like that's pretty crazy that they're able to, that they can pull that off. Like that's pretty interesting.
Totally. Yeah. But overall, just nice to get kind of a more clear picture of what this ski season is going to feel like. Second topic of the week, Ski Magazine has published the first ever cover featuring a black skier and shot by a black photographer. So this has been a topic that we've been talking about for a while, how to make skiing more inclusive to a more diverse audience. And we've a lot of the news topics we've covered in this in this area have revolved around the idea that there needs to be more representation in marketing material.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone kind of just like jumped on that idea and we're like, yes, we need to do this. So kind of interesting, kind of 2 sides of the story here. It is their 2022 gear guide, which happens to be their best-selling edition. So a lot of people are going to be buying that magazine. Now, Stan Evans, who was the photographer that took the photo, was able to kind of speak his mind or publish his thoughts on this trend in general.
Yeah.
And this is something that's come up as well. And I liked his quote a lot. He said, "It was like a bunch of brands looking to pull carrots while realizing they never planted any seeds."
Yeah, that's about as succinct and clear as it gets.
Yeah.
It's pretty sharp.
Right. So kind of a lot of the backlash to this idea has been like, it's almost worse to just put people of color in your marketing material and not have them be any more involved in the actual sport.
Right.
So this feels like we're taking a step in the right direction in the fact that, they're more inclusive as a whole instead of just slapping an image up somewhere in hope that you get good press.
Right.
So kudos to Ski Magazine.
Yep.
I think that's great. They're obviously a leader in ski media. So if anybody's going to make that step, it's nice to see them do it. Third topic of the week, this is where we're going back to some Vail news. Pretty exciting for us here at Stowe.
Yeah, big news.
Gosh, we've been talking about this all day. So Vail has announced $320 million in investments across all of their resorts for the 22-23 season. So not this upcoming season. These upgrades will be happening over next off season. Vail's pretty flush with cash right now. They've got like $1.3 billion in cash.
Now they're down to just $1 billion.
Yeah, just $1 billion. But it is cool to see kind of how they're making those capital investments. We're not going to go through all the investments because there are a lot. Certainly, feel free to click through to the link and you can read. Maybe your home mountain is getting something. Kind of the two two most noteworthy for us, one of the biggest ones was Bergman Bowl at Keystone will be getting a new 6-person lift, 16 new trails, a new ski patrol hut, as well as massive snowmaking infrastructure.
Yeah.
So that's pretty significant.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's like adding another
That's a whole
mountain.
A whole another mountain.
Yeah, you get another mountain.
Yep.
And Keystone already kind of feels like you have a few mountains.
Yeah, you just keep going back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I like skiing Keystone a
Yeah.
lot. It's totally a different experience than skiing Breckenridge.
Yep.
And the two, certainly feel like sister resorts.
Yeah.
And they just have that different vibe. And then Stowe, right here at Stowe, Vail will be replacing our fixed gear mountain triple with a 6-person lift.
Yep.
As well as extending it all the way to the base.
Right.
Which is super exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you've ever skied Stowe, you are probably aware with the fact that you have to walk up a steep hill
to get to the lift.
To get to the lift, which sometimes is kind of frustrating and often raises the question, like, why didn't they just build it a little bit further down so you could get on it right here? So yeah, that'll be awesome. It's supposed to increase uphill capacity by 100%.
Well, I was saying my whole family now can ride on a chairlift together.
Your family
whereas
is 5.
we always had to break it up on the quad.
Yep.
So now we can all ride together.
Yep. Think we'll get a bubble chair?
No.
Vail, I guess Vail doesn't do many bubble chairs.
I don't really like bubble chairs personally, but nothing against bubble chairs.
This would be another great thing to comment on. What's your opinion of the bubble chair?
Yeah.
I've only ever ridden a couple of them. I remember riding the bubble chair in Whistler and really enjoying it. It was kind of a cold, windy day.
Yep.
You just pull it down. I think you get a little bit of airflow still.
Yeah, I just like being out. I mean, you can leave it up, I guess, but
Yeah.
I think some of these new ones you can't. I'm not entirely
Yeah,
sure.
some of
I
them
think
they
they're mandatory.
automatically go down. Anyways, so some cool capital investments from Vail. And then fourth topic of the week is a quick one, and then we'll move into our edits of the week. And this is kind of like an edit of the week. Salomon has announced their Quality Ski Time Tour, what's the acronym for Quality Ski Time?
I can figure it out. It's a QST,
That's
right?
a QST. So kind of a cool name.
Yep.
I like that. Good job, Salomon. So yeah, Salomon has announced their Quality Ski Time Tour. Essentially, they will be showing 5 short films at each stop, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of indicative of how ski movies are evolving.
Right.
You get a lot more 15 to 20 minute films than hour and 20-minute long feature films.
Yeah, and those long ones always felt like, because there were different segments.
Yeah.
If you think back to like a Greg Stump film, like
Sure.
in Blizzard of Oz, the Chamonix segment, and then a Snowbird segment, and
Yep.
Palisades Tahoe.
Palisades Tahoe, yes. Great job.
And so they're just kind of doing it on a more modern level.
Yeah, exactly. As of now, there are 9 official stops. All of the official announced stops right now are in the Rocky Mountain region or the Pacific Northwest. If you're here on the East Coast, don't fret because they will be announcing more stops. And we are discussing details with Salomon of a stop right here in Stowe at our brick and mortar store, Pinnacle Ski and Sports.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Be great.
So very good chance that we will be having a quality ski time stop right here at Ski Essentials, or rather up the road at physical Ski Essentials. Anyways, that'll be really cool. I've been looking forward to sharing that piece of news. And then finally, we have our edits of the week. So first up, we have one of those this falls into that description of, you get a lot more of these short films.
Yep.
This one's about 10 minutes long. It's called Within Reach from Smith Optics, and pretty much just some jaw-dropping skiing from Alaska.
I didn't see too many other ski tracks in this edit. It
No,
was
pretty
much
remote.
fresh snow at all times.
Yeah, I've always thought going to ski, that remote style Alaska terrain would just be super cool.
Yep.
Just out there by yourself. And then we have a trailer for a film called From Source, which actually is similar in a lot of ways, just some crazy big mountain skiing. And then the third edit of the week is a news clip. A Colorado man has invented a new sport, and no,
You're not into it.
no, no. It's a big no
Yeah.
from me.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't look that appealing.
It's kind of like he took a ski boot, or like a hollow ski boot, or like the frame of a ski boot, sort of.
It almost looked like a snowboard binding.
Yeah, like a tall snowboard binding.
Yeah, an
with
enclosed one.
Yeah, and then like riveted on bike wheels.
I wouldn't even call them bike wheels. Like, they're not like my bike wheels.
No, more like 20 to maybe
Yeah.
24 diameter wheels with like narrow tires.
Right, like it's not a inflatable.
Yeah,
Like a pneumatic tire or
or
something.
why not put like big 2.6-inch mountain bike tires on there?
I don't know. I wonder if he's taking suggestions.
I guess you probably can't get mountain bike tires that wide in a 20-inch diameter.
Yeah, but like my kids' mountain
Right,
bikes
that's true,
it's like
yeah.
a 20 by I think 2.4 or something.
Right, like kids plus size
Yeah.
tires is like
They're
a
all
thing
plus
now.
side, yeah.
Yeah. So what are you thinking, Colorado man? No, I mean,
There's all sorts of ways to get down the mountain. And this is
can't-
another one.
I can't fault anybody for having an idea and trying it out.
Yeah.
And he's getting outside and he's active and like kudos to him.
Yeah.
I don't think I would try it.
At the end of the day, it's a really funny news clip.
It's hilarious. So check it out. Let us know what you think. And that's it for Top 5 Fridays this week. So look out for this comparison series next week. We also have some snowboard stuff to discuss soon, so keep an eye out for a snowboard video with a exciting guest.
Yep.
Really cool guest. I'm not going to give anything away of who will be joining us in our snowboard video, but I think people will be pretty excited to see it.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for both those things. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.